Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64.
Go up 2 verses before that. Go to 62.
Verse 62.
Go ahead.
And ye shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Most High thy power.
So the Most High allowed the Gentiles to start destroying us down to few in number at one point, because we went against God in the past. So some people might ask, well, why would the Most High allow these things to happen to his people? We went against him. We started following the gods of the other nations, the same people that the Most High told us to stay away from because they were worshiping Satan. Okay, so they guided us into their beliefs, and therefore our God said, listen, if you want to follow these people, I'm going to put them over you. You want to follow their gods? Let's see how it feels under their gods for a while. Of course, he would deliver us once those would come to the Most High and figure this out. But all in all, he had to have us experience what it is to be under the Gentiles. And I'm going to tell you, after this, none of us want to go into this anymore. These people are crazy. Okay, it's common. These people they out of their mind, making race-specific weapons, glorifying homosexuality and freakisms, pedophilia all over the place, doing all these different things. This is their world. And then they say, listen, the law's done away with. We don't need no law. Well, who needs law? Jesus came so that we could be homosexuals. Jesus came so that we can be freaks and running down at gay parades. This is what Jesus came for. We don't need a law. This is what they're teaching. The law's done away with. Eat what you want, do what you want, live how you want. There's no law. Okay? And then they twisted scripture to bring forth this sadistic doctrine that will allow Israel to feel comfortable in sinning against God. Read.
Verse 63.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that as the Most High rejoiced over you to do good,
go ahead,
and to multiply you, so the Most High will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught.
So the Most High did this against his people. You must understand what's going on. You must go to the Old Testament to know how the poor people got to where they are today. How the destitute got to where they are today. The Most High, to some degree, allowed it because of the sins of our forefathers. This is why we suffer. See, and this is why I don't blame the white man and the other nations for what they do. They've always did. Listen. The Europeans have always been dealing with freakisms and freaks and homosexuality. This is what they do. I don't blame them for this. This is part of their culture. Alexander the Greek was a freak and a homosexual. This a pedophile. And then they put him in history as Alexander the Great. You had the Persians, a lot of their kings wearing makeup and all that. The Egyptian kings wearing makeup and dressing almost like cross-dressing. All the other nations always did, and they had a problem because we would look at them like, what you dress like a woman for? This is what your God want? So because we didn't acknowledge their freakisms, they were upset with us. Like, it's nothing wrong with being a homosexual. And then these people think they're better than everyone else. This is what they started thinking because we actually wanted to follow a law. These people must think they're better than us. Their God is better than us. And they couldn't wait for our God to get angry with us. They couldn't wait. Because it's because of that they're able to do what they're doing to us. When we were with our God, we would go through their world in war and not lose one person in war and take the whole country down. You think they forgot that? They didn't forget that. And that's why they are now doing to our children what we did to them in righteousness, though. We wasn't warned for no reason. But now they're dealing with payback. That's what they're dealing with now. They're talking about, yeah, it's about forgiveness and love, but it's them till this day dealing with payback. That's all they do. It's about payback with them. They don't deal with any level of forgiveness. So now they're looking to destroy our people. Now they're going to start demonizing us and calling us terrorists now. They're going to make it where we can't travel now. Why? Because we're saying that this kingdom is nothing and our kingdom is coming. And that we will reject the mark of the beast and we will receive power from on high. We will search the Most High within our souls. We will search him together. We will come together. Let me tell you, the pain the nations that are about to bring on our people, all you Israelites that ain't trying to come together, don't even sweat it. You're gonna thank the Most High that you see an Israelite one day, very soon. What the hell these nations are going to put on us, no one is going to be saying, let's come together. We're going to be forced to come together under one God. And ain't no one going to be calling Yahweh and these other gods who destroyed us while we're together. You're going to be calling on the God of the Hebrews. You're not going to be calling on the Jewish God, the East Indian God, the Tetragrammaton God. Because you're going to see that those guys are not going to help you. Read.
And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Read that again.
And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
And the Bible says that you will be plucked off of the land that you go to possess. So the same land that we possessed, we will be taken off of. That's what happened in slavery. That's what happened to the Indians. That's what happened to all these other tribes who went to the Americas. Okay, the Indian tribes went to the Americas to serve their God, knowing that they went against their God. And what did they do? Little after that, a few hundred years later, they started worshiping fallen angels, Nephilim, giants, and started sacrificing their children again to Moloch. And the same thing they did in 2 Kings 17, they begin to do again over in the Americas. So the Most High sent Edom. He sent the European as quick as an eagle flyer. Oh, you're going to go over there and do evil too and worship another God too. And I gave you a land flowing with milk and honey over there in America. He sent the eagle. He sent Rome there. He sent them there because why? Until this day, the Indians have totally been dejected and destroyed. Until this day, they still talking about the great bear in heaven and all this mess they talking. They still talk. Listen, you lost. And you still going into this being proud of dealing with the great spirit and totem poles and all this stuff. And the Most High says, I've chastised them, I've whipped them, but they still haven't come back to me. What else? He done took your land, and now you're dealing with casinos to try to make it. And you still dealing with all these same rituals that made the Most High send Edom over there against you. Read. And and guess what? That was a race war. People don't know what race wars are. When they came over and destroyed the Indians, that was Europeans destroying the children of Israel. That was Esau against Jacob. Period. That's all it was. When they went over there to the conquistadors, when they went over there into Puerto Rico and destroyed the tribe of Ephraim, which is they are a mighty tribe, the Baliqua Taino Indians. Ephraim have always been mighty warriors and great thinkers for the Most High. They went over there. That was a race war against the tribe of Joseph. It was the Edomites warring against Jacob. Same thing. So then the Most High says, well, okay, you don't want to follow me? The people that you are following, I'm going to have them rule over you. And these people are crazy. I'm going to put a foolish nation over you that don't think with any level of common sense. And I bet you're going to come back to me after this. I mean, look at your people that are in power right now. Look at your Senate, your Congress, a lot of pedophiles, homosexuals, sadistic freaks. They run around with masks on, butt naked, 12 midnight, under an owl somewhere. These are the people that are over you. The God of Israel don't look that bad right now, do he? Read.
Verse 64.
Go ahead.
And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people.
And here's a curse. Listen to this clearly. This is why they need their race-specific weapons. Because the Most High says that he would scatter Israel throughout the four corners. Read.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other.
From one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. So that was a curse. So you think the nations don't know who we are? Our culture and how we live, it links directly to the Bible. So when they see us race specific, they get our blood. They want to make sure that we fit the DNA strand. This is what they're doing. They're looking to eradicate our people, knowing that we were scattered. Read.
Even from one end of the earth, even unto the other. So
Israelites have been scattered, not just in the Americas. We're in Asia. You got the Ainu tribe in Japan. They're Israelites. Their history go right back to the Northern Kingdom in Israel. You got the Philippines. They're Israelites. The Vietnamese, they're Israelites. I'm talking about the darker ones that's living in the ghettos and living in those certain areas. All the people who are a prey in any part of the earth are God's people living the curse. That's how you can pick them out. That's how you know who they are. And if you do the research on their history, you can find when they went there. Read that last part again.
And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people.
Go ahead.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other. Now, going into the Indian tribes who went into America. The origin of American racism. Lost Tribes in the Promised Lands by Ronald Sanders. Now, what I'm bringing you about right here is not theory. Okay, it's not my own idea. This is actual history that's documented. Yes, they knew that those Indian tribes in Americas, all in North, Central, and South America, they knew that they were all brothers. They knew that all these people were the same family of the tribe of Jacob. They separated them. They started separating them with religion. They started destroying the man, empowering the woman, knowing that in Israel, according to the Bible, it's more masculine, more pro-man. Why? Because the Most High is the man of war. He's not feminine. And they also made the Indian tribes over the Americas believe that they were different than their brothers in other parts of the Americas. They started breaking you down with Puerto Rican, Mexican, Colombian. These names don't belong to you. These names were given to you to separate you, to make you think you were different than your brothers. And then we came over. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Read it.
Verse 68. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Most High shall bring you into captivity, which is Egypt, again with what?
With ships.
With ships. There's only 3 families that went into cargo slave ships. Okay? You got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The transatlantic slave trade to the Americas, which is Judah. Benjamin is the West Indies, and Levi, which are the Haitians. And you have, believe it or not, 40% of the slave ships went into Brazil. So when you see those the dark tribes over in Brazil, you're looking at Judah. A lot of them are in Brazil. Then we came over fulfilling this prophecy to meet our brothers who were already there. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Thou shalt see it no more again, to tell you that this slavery is our last slavery. This is it. We will not see captivity after this. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies. Now these enemies are the same people who would give you Christianity. They are an enemy to your God. They are an enemy to you. The same people, you can't tell me someone that will drag you over and kill you and destroy you and make you work for nothing is a friend. Okay? And then they had to condition you and make you believe that your captivity was normal. Read.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
There you shall be sold unto your enemies for what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
That's a slave man and a slave woman. That's prophecy. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
And the Bible says no man shall buy you, which means no man shall save you. Buy means save or redeem. Why? Because these people will be redeemed through the blood of Christ. No man will be set up in this earth to redeem and save God's people. That's Christ's job. To prove to you that the Bible is real. The prophecies are real. And now the nations are realizing that we are a part of a great awakening. And that soon these same people who have been dejected, destroyed, lied to, that they will soon be empowered and come together as one. Lost tribes in the promised land. Look at what Ronald Sanders found. I want to pull this out real quick. How they knew exactly who they were dealing with when they came to the Americas. There's a writing, Pierre d'Ali Amago Mundi, and that's Christopher Columbus's memoirs, in which he actually wrote memoirs on his travels to the Americas. Okay? And this is what he gave the Queen and showed them that the Indian tribes over there that he ran into, or that he was trying to get to, were actually of the children of Israel. He didn't think the world was flat and all this other garbage they're telling you in history. They knew according to history that the world was round. Okay, that's the stuff they're telling you. I need you to read right here. A striking element in Columbus's geographical. Read.
A striking element in Columbus's geographical religiosity.
Go ahead.
Is his intense and abiding interest in the fourth or second book of Esdras. He
says Christopher Columbus was interested in the second book of Esdras. Why? Read.
The two apocryphal books of Esdras purport to be additional writings by and about the Old Testament Ezra. But the second and fourth is a piece of full-fledged Hellenistic apocalyptic writing that was often regarded with suspicion by the church.
Yeah, the church regarded it as suspicion. Why? Because they knew that it talked about the children of Israel going to America, going to that lost land. So the church said, well, listen, just put this book down. It's suspicious. We don't want no one to know about these people. Read.
And just as often embraced by the heterodox, Augustine had given guarded approval to Ezra's prophetic claims, and much always to be made of this by the latter's defender, including Columbus. In the marginal notes to Columbus's copy of D.I. is a relatively lengthy discourse of 2 Ezra 6 and 14, which reads.
2 Ezra 6 and 14 reads what? This is what Christopher Columbus was looking at. They'll never teach you this in a school. That Christopher Columbus was using the Bible to find God's people. Don't tell me the Bible is not real. They knew that the people left according to history, and he used 2 Ezra to find them. So the Europeans knew exactly who they were going to happen upon when they got there. They knew who these people were. And I got proof in the book that the Indians told them who they were, what tribe they came from. Told them. You think they didn't report that back to the queen and to the kings and the magistrates of Esau? You think they didn't come back and say, yeah, we found the children of Israel. We got them now. We know exactly where they are. And you know what? The land they're on is loaded. These guys are sitting on nothing but mineral resources and great vegetation and great land. This land is beautiful. So what you think they thought? Yeah, let's call them savages. you know, and let's go put some diseases in their blankets and give it to them in the wintertime, you know, because diseases is one of our biggest weapons, you know. And let's just kill off their buffalo and just kill them. And then just slowly but surely make agreements with them as if we want to live amongst them. And just kill them off. Take their land and give them Christianity and tell them Cesar Borgia loves them. And if they worship Cesar Borgia, then they're good Christians. And we can take their land and kill them. Okay? And they'll be good citizens. And if they go against this killing and this raping and these diseases, you know what? We're going to label them as terrorists. Okay? You don't believe in God if you don't believe that I've been ordained by God to kill and disease you. Read on what you have there.
Upon the third day, thou didst command that the waters should be gathered up in the seventh part of the earth.
This is what he used to know that the world was round, even though some people was claiming the world was flat. But he knew better. He read the scriptures. The Bible tell you that he put a firmament around the heavens, that the world was round. That's common sense. So this is what he used. Read.
6 parts thou hast dried up and kept them.
Go ahead.
To the intent that of these some being planted of God and tilled might serve thee. This was often to be cited by Columbus, who argued that since only 1/7 of the whole world, or the world, was water, a good deal more dry land than yet was known remained to be discovered overseas.
So he said there's more land overseas because the Most High prophesied there was a part in which he would plant his people separate from the inhabited parts. So Ezra used this information to know that God's people who left in 2 Kings 17 went there. This is how this was his map. The Bible, the Apocrypha, which the Christian church claim is not spiritually inclined because someone told them that. The Apocrypha was the directives in which Christopher Columbus used to find us, the Indian tribes. Tell me the Bible is not real. They were exactly where the scriptures said they would be. Yeah. Now, yeah, read more. Go ahead.
Jump down. It says, but meanwhile, the apocryphal...
What page you at? Page 79.
It says, but meanwhile, the apocryphal Esdras, which was, by the way, a book of special importance to many new Christians.
It was a special importance to many new Christians, to let you know Christians believe in the Apocrypha book. Not these New Age Christians we see today. We don't know what they believe in. They believe anything come down from government. Read.
Had a good deal to say about the original lost tribes.
It had a good deal to say about the original lost tribes. Read.
And this could not have passed lightly under Columbus's somewhat mystical gaze.
So he says this could not have passed Columbus. Columbus must have known these lost tribes were God's people. He was like, oh, these are the Israelites here. Read.
Surely he saw special meanings for his own times and for himself in the passages of 2 Ezra 13:2-5. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
I need you to go down here. It says, if Columbus did indeed.
If Columbus did indeed glimpse himself in the role of the man from the sea, then Ezra's identification of the peaceable multitude takes on special significance.
Read this peaceful multitude written of in 2 Ezra 13.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
Those are the 12 tribes, the 10 tribes, right? Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away captive out of their own land. Read.
In the time of Hosea the king.
Go ahead.
Whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive.
Read.
And he carried them over the waters.
He carried them over the waters.
And so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves.
They took this counsel among themselves. Read.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
Leave the multitude of the Gentiles. Read.
And go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
And go to a country whenever mankind dwelt. That's the New World. Read.
That they might there be kept. Excuse me, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Brothers and sisters, I'm reading this out of Lost Tribes in the Promised Land. So don't tell me the European powers that control your institutions don't know who the Indian tribes are. Don't tell me they don't know who the Puerto Ricans and the North American Indians and all those people were. They know, but they won't teach it in their churches. Christopher Columbus knew. The kings of Europe knew. The Queen of England knows. The only people that don't know, which are the greatest, the people that are being attacked on every level, are the people that need to know. Wake up. They know what you will become. They know what you are. They know who your God is, and they are fearful of what happens once you receive Him. Listen, I didn't write this book. There you go. He took this information from historical records, the Dialis. Also, Christopher Columbus's own memoirs is in this book. He didn't just happen onto the Americans. Say, oh, look at some people. Look at, they might be Indians. I think I'm in India. That's the story they give you. 99% of the garbage they give you in history is the cover. And the example is, look at the narrative of bin Laden running into the towers. That would be in history books. If time was to go by, that would be the history. They made that up. They made the history to give you to cover the fact that they were at war with God's people whom they found in the New World. North American Indians, the Colombians, the Venezuelans, all you people, we the same people, brothers and sisters. You were the northern kingdom, and the darker races, which was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, was the southern races, and the southern kingdom. And they are afraid that we might come together and be one stick in Christ's hands. Look how powerful we are individually. Imagine if we come together. We would outnumber. Everyone would be the minority if we came together. But yet they name you the minority. We must come together if for nothing but self-preservation. And then you have the Israelites out there saying that those Puerto Ricans and those people, they're not Israelites because they're not black. How simple can you be? Do you know that that Jacob had different wives from different tribes and different families of the earth that didn't all look dark? So that's simple thinking. All right, there is some. Let me tell you, if you put a turban and a beard on a Puerto Rican and put him in the Middle East, he will look just like a Middle Eastern. Okay? Period. You wouldn't know the difference. You take a light-skinned black guy and put a beard on him and put a turban on him and put him in the Middle East. I know because I've been in the Middle East. And you look at them and I'm like, man, how can they say these people over in America are not definitively the children of Israel? They look no different than the people in the Middle East if you put a turban and a beard on them. And that's where, listen, the Puerto Ricans and Manasseh, their father, which was Imhotep or Joseph, was ruler over all of Egypt. But yet you got you got black people talking about Egyptology when it really should be the Puerto Ricans. And it really should be the Cubans. They're the people who were kings of Egypt at first, and they paved the way for us to come in and become princes under them during the Hyksos period. So the original kings of Egypt that really set forth any type of ingenuity and power in Egypt was the father of the Puerto Ricans. He was the father of the Puerto Ricans, and he was the father of the Cubans. And if you look at it, these particular people also, Joseph married an Egyptian woman. Now, if you look at some of the Egyptians ain't what you think. There's lighter skinned Egyptians too. Outside of the Ishmaelites, there's lighter skinned Egyptians. And you got the Nubian Egyptians, which are darker skinned, but they got straight hair, like Puerto Ricans, like Cubans. You understand? So I'm just pulling this out because we have to come together. We've been bamboozled by our slave masters. We've been separated through religion by those who are looking to destroy us all together. One more thing and then we can break down. I wanted to show. Where he made that Montesinos, when that Indian, here it is right here. I'm on page 364 when Montesinos ran into Francisco. Let's see what the Indians told them once they came over. When they came, it says waving a banner when the Europeans came over and met some of the Indian tribes. Read.
Says,
waving a banner.
Waving a banner high in the air. The Indian guide soon greeted by a puff of smoke far beyond the other bank of the river.
Go ahead.
In response to a signal, and two men waited. Eventually, a canoe appeared, bearing 3 men and a woman. All of them Indians, to the place where Francisco and Montesinos were standing at the water's edge. The woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue. So she spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue. Go ahead. That Montesinos could not understand. That Montesinos could not understand. Let's see what was being said. Read. Although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation. So they were speaking to him in a different language, but they was pointing and talking to him, talking about him. Read. She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they rose, went over to Montesinos, and to his utter astonishment. And to his utter astonishment, what? Said, Shema Yasha Allah Ahaya Allahaya Nawa Achad. Hold up! They said Hebrew to these Europeans that came to the Americas? They were greeted with Hebrew by the Indians. Explain that. Shemaiah Sha'ala Ahaya Allahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. These people were brainwashed once the Europeans got there and took their God from them. They knew they were Hebrews. They knew they were Hebrews. By the time our people got to the Americas, the Indians were already dejected, destroyed, and brainwashed. And then they did the same to us. And now you go into these different areas, it's all Catholic. All idolaters. You go to Puerto Rico, Mexico, they're worshiping all these different deities and gods. And it's like, what? What were you doing before they got there? They destroyed us. They took away our God. They took away our identity. Then they started making pictures and portraying themselves as the people. But then telling you, well, it doesn't matter who those people are. But we're the people. Then they masqueraded with a propaganda show after World War II in 1948 as if the true children of Israel was being ushered back into the land under the grace of God, when it was the UN under Satan who placed them back in that land as a pretext to destroy and destabilize the Middle East. Man, they knew. They know now. Well, the crack didn't work, the alcohol didn't work, the vaccinations didn't work, because let me tell you, no weapons formed against Jacob shall prosper. That's the Bible. No matter what you do, we will fulfill the promise of the elect. And that's what we have to tell these illuminist, Satanist pedophiles and killers and cutthroats and murderers, that you still lose. We win just knowing who we are. We win knowing that if we follow the commandments and come back to the Most High, at the end of the day, evil loses out. And I thank the Most High. I mean, I'm sure my great-great-grandparents would have loved to know what you all and what we're getting right now. I mean, I know they're rejoicing. They're rejoicing, and their spirit feels good that their children have come to the truth and can see in the last days. Now, I need you to go to the book of
One moment, not that. One moment. It's Daniel 12. That's the one. Daniel's 12 and 7. Excuse me, that's it.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 7. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times, and half time.
It shall be a time, time, and a half time. Read.
And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people.
When he shall accomplish to scatter the power of the holy people. To show you that before Christ come back, this prophecy must be fulfilled. When the Most High says he would scatter Israel throughout the four corners of the earth. So as you can see, all prophecy revolves around God's people. So it's important we fight against this doctrine that it doesn't matter, when all prophecy is the fall and rise of these people. Read.
To scatter the power of the holy people. All these things shall be finished.
All these things shall be finished. So after Israel is scattered, then what? The nations will look to destroy them with their technology and all that. And then eventually Christ would have to deliver Israel out of the hands of their oppressors. So first, Israel have to be scattered. Now the nations looking to destroy Israel. Now the nations looking to destroy Israel have now figured out where they are. Okay, go ahead.
And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people.
When he shall accomplish to scatter the power of the holy people. So the Most High had to fulfill his promise and to scatter us. Now, of course, through that, we went through captivity and all that. But that was part of the promise. And believe it or not, what's been our curse really have been our blessing. Because we've been scattered, they have to now use these different technologies to try to figure out who we are. Because they understand the bloodline. They understand the promise through the bloodline. And if there's one Israelite left in this earth, the promise is going to come through that child. This is what they understand. So you may say it doesn't matter, that blood doesn't matter, and race doesn't matter. It matters to them. Because they know the promise is to that seed of Abraham according to the flesh, who are Israelites, like Paul said in Romans the 9th chapter. So they have to eradicate that. They must get rid of that. They feel that for the sake of their existence, for the sake of their future, they must get rid of their threat. You understand? This is what I'm explaining is what it's all about, brothers and sisters. They found us over in the Americas. They started documenting us and following us. And they didn't come with the swords at first. They come with peace at first. They come with bearing gifts at first. They come with medicines at first. They come with singing all up in your parties and celebrating with you at first. But then at night, while you're sleeping, they're documenting your goings, your history, what you like to do, your weaknesses, your faults. They're documenting this in a dossier, sending it back to Europe, planning your destruction. This is how they do it. They don't come with guns originally. Guns is the last resort. It's psychological with them first. It's befriending you first. All that is part of the war. That is part of the war. And then they take you down. You understand it? This is what they did all over the earth. But we survived it. Through the grace of our God, we're still here. Through the eugenics program, they try to depopulate us. They'll say, well, listen, the earth have too many people. Okay, so why are there fertility clinics then? If there's too many people, why are you trying to help people have children? No, you're doing fertility clinics for you to balance the numbers and destroying us through your eugenics programs and birth controls and all types of eugenics methods. Using sterlins in water, sterlins in our food, and straight out pushing Planned Parenthood, which is really child murder, abortion. So while you're doing this to the chosen and the elect, you notice listen, they went to a village somewhere out in Africa. These people are not bothering nobody. So why are you vaccinating these people when no diseases is killing them? in their society. Then come to find out 10 years later, all the women they vaccinated couldn't have children in these remote villages. They do this all the time. They tell you the world is overpopulated. They mean it's too many of us. That's what they're telling you, but they can't sell that. So they say, well, it's just the earth. We just have to get rid of a certain number of people. This is all Bible prophecy, brothers and sisters. They're looking to kill the elect, afraid of our promise. Zechariah 1.
Zechariah chapter 1, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Then lifted I up mine eyes, and saw, and behold, 4 horns.
4 horns. Go ahead.
And I said unto the angel that talked with me, What be these? And he answered me, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem.
These are the horns which scattered Judah, read,
Israel
and Jerusalem. These are the people who have taken Jerusalem down and scattered God's people throughout the 4 corners of the earth. It's talking about 4 empires. 4 empires, and linking directly to Daniel. The nations who rule over us are behind our destruction and demise. They want to have scattered us and took away our identity and took away our culture. And then fed us their culture and made us serve them, which is part of our curse. Read.
Verse 20. And the Most High showed me 4 carpenters. Then said I, What come these to do?
What do these 4 carpenters come to do? Read.
And he spake, saying, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head.
Now, what are carpenters? Carpenters are masons. To show you that the masons of the secret societies are behind doing this. They know who we are. I'm talking about the high illuminous masons. Carpenters are masons. They put it right in your face. The Bible says these are the 4 carpenters. Read.
Then said I, What come these to do?
What are they here to do? What are these carpenters here to do, which are masons? Go ahead.
And he spake, saying, These are the horns which have scattered Judah.
These are the people who have scattered Judah.
So that no man did lift up his head.
So that no man lift up his head. They're there to keep Judah down. They want Judah not to fight. Judah is the so-called Negro in America who've been pacified. Judah must rise. Read.
But these are come to fray them.
But these are come to fray them. Read.
To cast them out. To cast out the horn of the Gentiles.
To cast out the what?
The horn of the Gentiles.
To cast out the horn of the Gentiles. So originally through prophecy, eventually through prophecy, those that have been against Israel will be cast out, will be taken out of the way. Read.
Which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it.
Which lift up their horn over Judah to scatter it. And who scattered them? The Romans in 70 AD. And who was the little horn that came out of Rome? America. So America was behind the demise of the children of Israel. Read. So as you can see there, it's all about the children of Israel being scattered and then eventually coming back to the Most High. And the nations know that. And they're doing everything race-specific, technology-specific, to take these particular people down. But if we come back to